Motorist by Julie Thor Frid. Exterior road, night. The scene is set at night, mainly on a dark road. We hear a male voice while we see Ford, an approximately 60-year-old, very weather-beaten man, driving up in his car, a Ford Bronco, 1971. He's wearing jeans, shirt, oilskin jacket, hat, possibly a flat cap, and black gloves. On the passenger seat next to him, big black plastic sacks, blood-soaked cloths, and a bolt cutter.
We often hear that it's better to knock down an animal than to attempt an emergency stop. Most motorists get into difficulties when having to brake quickly because they are unable to execute a precise emergency stop. Animals should only be run over if there is no alternative. The horn must on no account be used, as this might frighten the animal, which will then panic and proceed to run haphazardly along the road, endangering other traffic.
We see Ford get out of his car and walk over to an animal lying on the road in front of him. He takes out a notebook, writes something, puts it back in his pocket. He gets into the car and drives over the animal.
A motorist must always be in good mental and physical shape, rested, level-headed, and sober.
Ford gets out of the car again and drags the roadkill into the verge. He rubs his eyes, yawns, and takes a swig from a hip flask. He gets back into the car, takes a deep breath, removes his flat cap and gloves, and drives off smoothly. Ford drives up over the crest of the hill and spots two figures in the middle of the road. Ford just manages to swerve round them. A man, Volvo, 50 years old, well turned out, suit, tie, and smart shoes, is lying on the road. And a woman, Jeep, an approximately 30-year-old woman, is dressed elegantly, pencil skirt, trench coat, and high heels, and is standing next to him. They are arguing. Ford drives past, but then stops the car. He hesitates, but puts on his cap and gloves, gets out of the car, and walks back up the hill. Ford approaches the couple. He stops a little way off and watches them. Volvo is still lying in the middle of the road, flat out with his arms into his sides while he argues with Jeep. In the roadside, a Jeep Grand Cherokee and a 1988 Volvo 780 are parked.
What a lousy driver. Can't even hit a man who jumps out in front of your car?
I didn't want to run you over.
Volvo laughs out loud.
Nonsense.
I wasn't prepared for the situation.
For goodness sake, cut it out. I know your sort. Dangerous motorists who think they're immortal. The explanation is found in the maturing of the frontal lobe. You should have got beyond that stage long ago.
Jeep clearly feels uncomfortable and stares at the ground. Volvo, still lying on the ground, takes a dictaphone from his jacket pocket. We realize that he is the voice of the voiceover.
Addition to previous chapter.
What are you doing? Get up, will you?
Volvo ignores Jeep and continues.
The perfect motorist will never be born. But, regardless of whether you drive occasionally or very often, all your driving should be training towards getting it as close to perfection as is humanly possible.
You could at least move over to the side of the road.
Jeep notices that Ford is watching them. Jeep and Volvo address Ford.
He can't just lie there.
She can just run me over. Then afterwards she can move me around as much as she likes.
Jeep and Volvo look expectantly at Ford, who hesitates before saying,
I've dedicated my night vision to animals. Night after night, I seek out animals that have been driven over, left injured, bleeding on the road. I've finished what others could not complete.
Ford says this as if he's reading aloud from a book. Volvo seems puzzled, but smiles.
The human is a mammal, and I am injured.
Humans are inferior to animals when it comes to night vision. When I approach an animal at night, I can be pretty sure it spotted me long before I caught sight of it.
Ford is still speaking in a mechanical fashion as if he's reading aloud from a book. To Jeep,
You'll have to have another go.
It's no challenge when you're lying there completely still.
Volvo waves energetically with his arms and legs. Jeep ignores him, walks to her car, and finds an inflatable headrest.
The human being is a creature best able to understand what it sees, but it's not the creature with the best eyes. My mission is to bring an end to suffering.